Good evening, I'm Tomas Guevara Calderon, and this is the channel Rewriting the Reality. Subscribe immediately to understand how we create reality. In today's episode number 163, we are going to talk about the aging process. Growing old is the best gift you can offer yourself. This gift of aging is experience and wisdom, that the more you develop, the more you age, the more experiences you have and the more you understand. That doesn't mean you understand everything, but it does mean that you understand more about your reality, and you understand more about how to maneuver efficiently within our reality. In a previous episode, one mentioned that our body is so perfect that it can naturally age for an average of about 300 years easily. This aging brings wisdom. And for most people, another factor that aging gives you is more patience, in which you tend to be more tolerant as you age. And the reason for this is that the older you get, and the more experiences you've had, the more you move in the direction of realizing a lot of things that you considered when you were younger weren't necessarily important, and this allows you to have more patience. I would dare to say that everything depends on the person, because as I have expressed, much of what we do obeys automatic situations. But other than that, I would say that each individual moves in their own direction of evaluating what becomes most important to each of them, and so as they get older, they move in directions that are more beneficial because of that changing importance, such as music and their partner, expressing wanting to learn more because wisdom expands. And in that, I would say that each individual moves in their own direction of changing the importance and what becomes most important to them. I would also say that aging makes your story more important. You begin to see your life and your experiences from a different perspective, from the perspective of how all those experiences have created a story, your own story, and that it's important to share that experience with other people. Aging also creates a greater importance in sharing with others, of touching, of influencing other people's lives and of allowing them to share yours. What that means is that you realize the importance of expressing connection and interconnection, that this lack of separation becomes much more important. When you're younger, it's more important to be you and move in your direction, and you don't think so much about connection because you're developing. But as you get older, it becomes important that you are expressing connection and that you are seeing the interconnectedness of all that exists. By understanding this interconnectedness, you realize that life is precious. That life is something that, as it were, you have is to be revered. That you have come into this reality for a very short time, and in that short time, everything you are experiencing is important because life itself is so precious. If you see this, you will realize that these are all gifts of age. But that the things you're worried about aren't part of these gifts of aging. Actually, in these times, people who are moving more in a direction of being more self-aware and recognizing that interconnectedness, eventually realize that the aging process is natural and graceful, as I explained in episode number 65 in October 2023, called Aging Gracefully. I affirm this because this is the elegant way and direction to die or leave this reality, that is, to accept your death, since you were not meant to face or enjoy this reality forever. I would also say that the aging process is that expression of each individual moving in that elegant direction to say goodbye to this reality in the same way that an actor leaves the stage at the end of a play. Those are the gifts of aging, and what aging is. That doesn't mean you have to be crippled or sick. It doesn't mean you have to be less effective or aware of reality. It doesn't mean any of those things. I would say that many people are moving in that direction. Especially in the current time frame, people are moving more and more in the direction of dementia, senility, or Alzheimer's, but that is more associated with our beliefs, and it is time to face this situation, recognizing that most of the diseases and discomforts that we suffer or are suffering from have their origin in our beliefs. What I am telling you, you can see in these times, and I would say that in the last 70 to 80 years many people in our reality have moved into difficult experiences, and therefore they are moving towards the end of their lives, and it is more difficult for them to cope with these situations. But I would argue that, so to speak, even these people are finding their own elegant method of departing from those realities. Therefore, it is very individual to choose our method of becoming more self-aware, and you are more likely to move in the direction of aging, more like a swan gliding over water, if you so desire. So don't forget, you don't have to age automatically or naturally, but understand what aging is, which, as I said at the beginning, is a gift you give yourself. It is not the imposition of something apart from yourself, since you are your body. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you want more information, you can buy my books on Amazon.